Which side should we? We can
start with Arjan.
We can start with Arjan's perspective.
Okay, e4 from Jan Sebastian. That's interesting.
Yeah.
He only recently, I guess, started playing e4. I mean, 2 years ago or something. He usually plays c4. I guess this will be an Italian game, and it is. Bishop c5 from Arjan. c3. We can remove the arrow on the board if you'd like, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, this is interesting. Bishop g5 maybe from Jan Sebastian, or maybe a4, castles, knight bd2. Okay, the only move I didn't mention. Okay, so remember guys, this is the finals. Best out of 10 games, 3+2 is the time control, and this is the Norwegian number 2 versus the number 3 in classical chess. So it's a high level match, and these two rarely play each other. I mean, not only in classical chess, but also blitz and especially online. So it will be a rare event, this. Castles from Jan Sebastian is interesting. Arjan could go d5 now, takes on c4 instead. Alright, that's an interesting decision, I would say. Knight going to g6, I guess, maybe to support some f5, okay. Ruling that one out, preparing to play knight f5 himself. Jan Sebastian, knight g6, thematic move. Doesn't allow the fg move from black. This recapture will actually activate the rook on f8, so that would be beneficial for black. Knight f5 sits very decently on f5 this knight. Will follow up with queen f3, I'm sure, yes, and it does. This could have been a worry for black, so that's why king h7. This looks quite comfortable for white, because knight e7 is not possible due to knight takes h6, and suddenly f6 is hanging. So Arjan needs to figure out a decent plan here. Maybe knight g8 is a move, but looks very passive, and knight h5 looks winning almost immediately. So I'm not sure what black is supposed to do here. Arjan is thinking. Remember that Jan Sebastian, his nickname is of course Johan SSC, and Arjan is recapture. Knight e8 covering g7. Alright, preparing, I guess, knight e7, but it looks very passive for black, I have to say. Decent start for Jan Sebastian, who is the lower rated in online blitz, but that doesn't really make a huge difference today. Two very strong grandmasters, both of these. And their classical rating in over-the-board chess is almost the same. So very evenly matched players. Bishop e3 kind of surprises me, but fe shows his point. Jan Sebastian wants to activate his rook along the f-file. Queen g5, the first really active move from Arjan in this game. Maybe knight e7 to trade off a couple of pieces is on the cards. Not easy to make headway with white here. Maybe knight h5 is a move. Rook d1. Maybe he wants to play c5. Break up the position.
Yeah, you just keep going. I'm struggling a little bit with the
Sure.
the video at the moment.
Like a
but
human jukebox who doesn't need money. So maybe b6 could have been played as well to cover this one. Oh, tactical blow, because king takes, queen takes f6, and there's a fork on h5. So this looks pretty decent for white actually. Knight g4 he couldn't take on g7. Knight f5 covering back on e3, so this is a healthy pawn up for white. I'm saying healthy pawn. There are two double pawns for white in the position, so it's a good start for Jan Sebastian, but it's not over because these pawns are, as of now, not of great value. The real asset for Jan Sebastian is his activity and the open f-file. He needs to exploit this. Arjan wants, in return, to use the now opened g-file, even though this was, of course, not his intention. So knight h6 might be a move now, but king takes, queen takes, and then queen takes g3, not possible as it looks, but looks really shaky for black, this position.
It does.
I mean, it's not only a pawn, it's also a very airy king. So, but Jan Sebastian has been thinking for a fair amount the last couple of moves. He's now down on the clock, minute and 10 seconds versus Arjan's approximately minute and a half.
Yeah, okay, so he improves his position by getting the rooks in the F file.
Very instructive lineup this in the
That's
F file.
the inverted Aliekin's
Yes.
cannon, right?
Yes, correct.
Yes.
And of course, this is very instructive to do in the only open file on the entire board. So Johann Sebastian knows what he's doing, and suddenly Arian is thinking there's no easy move for black in this position. The knights cannot go anywhere, and he's bound to just wait for Johann Sebastian's next plan or move.
Yeah, right. So the question is, okay, so black needs to do just waiting moves, and white needs to break through, right? But how does white break through here?
Not easy to say. I thought this would be Johann Sebastian's plan earlier when the rook was on d1.
Right.
That was my thinking, but I guess going for the kill in the f file was more tempting, I guess. But okay, knight h5, knight h4. He had to remove the knight from f6 to be able to play this.
Yeah.
And he did, and every exchange is of course nice for black in this position, as the white attack will evaporate.
Yeah, because black is a pawn down, but the pawn is not very important here.
The pawn is not his biggest problem in this position.
And also, I mean, white has a very bad pawn structure. So I'm not sure if you remove all the major and minor pieces here, if that's even a win.
If we are stripped down to a king and pawn endgame, I'm not sure this would be so convincing after all, but I'm not sure. c6 from Arian, who's down to 22 seconds now.
Ooh, look at this!
Goes for it.
He goes for it.
Looks like another pawn, and this will be winning for.
Yeah, this is decisive, right?
It's just a full 2 pawns up. It looks. Rook g7, maybe just knight takes, and this is resignable now for Arian. Very good start for Johann Sebastian. You can already just fix the score, I think.
Fix the score, indeed.
Very nice win from yes.